one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
All right, guys, I got this one from the BBC. That's right, the British Broadcasting is a company, but it's about Texas. And it's about migrants and immigration, one of those things that you guys always talk about. There's a state bill in Texas. It's called SB4, and they've been going back and forth on it. And the Supreme Court says, hold on, we got your answer. That's right. State Bill 4 would allow local and state police to arrest those illegally crossing the border from Mexico, not Border Patrol, but the state and local police. Now, it would be among the toughest immigration measures in any U.S. state. A record high of at least 6.3 million migrants have been held crossing illegally into the U.S. since President Biden took office in 2021. Now, in the ruling, the Supreme Court imposed an administrative stay, meaning State Bill 4 cannot be enforced while emergency appeals from the Biden administration and other challengers play out. Justice Samuel Alito, one of our Supreme Court justices, his brief order suggested the court could take additional action. It is the third time conservative judges have paused State Bill 4. Now, State Bill 4 would empower local and state police officers to stop and arrest anyone suspected of having crossed the border illegally, that's anyone, except in schools, healthcare facilities, and places of worship. So, if they say, hey, that guy looks like he crossed illegally, there you go. There goes the Fourth Amendment. So I think that's why the Supreme Court is going, hold on a minute, we're going to look at this. But if you get to a school, a health facility, or a place of worship, you get in there, you're safe. Ali, oxen free. Nope, I'm safe. Right? So there you go. But punishments would range from misdemeanors to felonies and potential imprisonment or fines of up to $2,000. Penalties for illegal reentry into Texas could go up to 20 years in prison, depending on a person's immigration and criminal history. State Bill 4 was signed into law by Texas Governor Greg Abbott in December of last year, and it was initially due to come into effect March 5th of this year, but it's been repeatedly stopped amid an ongoing lawsuit. Governor Abbott, who's a Republican closely linked with former President Donald Trump, has repeatedly argued that State Bill 4 is necessary to reduce migrant crossings and that the Biden administration has not done enough to secure the border. The law was challenged in court by the American Civil Liberties Union, that's ACLU, the U.S. Department of Justice, which argued that State Bill 4 conflicted with federal authority to maintain security at the U.S. border. So I guess ACLU and the Department of Justice are fighting this. Now, in late February, a Texas judge temporarily blocked the law, saying it threatened the fundamental notion that the United States must regulate immigration with one voice. The New Orleans-based Fifth U.S. Court of Appeals paused that ruling, leading the Biden administration to file its emergency request to the nation's top court, Supreme Court. Now, in an interview with Fox News before the court ruling, Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, not the football guy, but Dan Patrick, said the law was necessary because Texas is being attacked by migrants, by land, by sea, by air. Okay, Paul Revere. Literally millions coming across the border, he said, also referring to the migrants as a hostile group and an organized militia in essence. The Texas House Mexican-American Legislative Caucus welcomed the stay and said millions of mixed status Texan families can breathe a sigh of relief. That's right. Now, opinion polls show that immigration and the U.S.-Mexican border is a rising concern for American voters ahead of the 2024 election this November. A Gallup poll released in late February found nearly 30% of Americans believe immigration is the most important problem facing the country. I don't think that immigration is the biggest problem that we're facing. I think people are, I don't know, maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe immigration is our biggest problem right now. I believe it's crime. And people are going to go, yeah, immigration, crime. There you go. But and when I say crime, I mean there's shootings every single day somewhere in the United States. And I know the U.S. is big, and there's a lot of big cities, and there's a lot of urban areas, but that shouldn't happen. We shouldn't be having shootings every single freaking day. But we are.